Good morning, good morning. It's time for a talk, date talk. So I'm sitting here talking to God, as I do, and we're having this conversation. And so I'm looking for a new apartment for myself, just for me, to live alone, because that's what I want. And I'm talking to God, and I'm like, so I'm contacting these apartments, and I'm like, but they want me to tour. And I'm saying to God, I'm like, I'm not one of those people that needs to tour. I need to know what the place looks like, how much room I'll have, if it has the amenities and accessibility that I need, and then I need to know how much I need to have what I want. And it's funny to me because I'm like saying to God, like, I don't need all the other prerequisites that other people need in order to do something. The only thing I need is to know what I need to have the thing that I want. And once I know that, there's nothing to stop me from obtaining that thing. And so I'm laughing because God is trying to teach me patience and trying to teach me the processes of things. And because I'm such a go-getter, because I'm such I made a decision, I'm sticking to it, let's do the things that it takes to make this decision a reality, I have a hard time with processes. Because I want to just know, hey, you need $3,000, I can move you in today. And then, boom, that's fine. Then I'll work for the next, 3 weeks to make $3,000 so that I can move and have the things that I want. But what I'm realizing is that these processes are in place for a reason. And that the reason is so that people don't spend money and then want to renege because they get in and they're like, oh, I actually don't like the way this place looks. Which is kind of what happened in the place that I'm in now. And it's just funny to me because I am not a hesitant person. I am not the type of person that hesitates to make decisions. And when I make a decision, I know full well the consequences of the decisions that I'm making, and the actions that, I'm doing and what the reaction for that's going to look like. And it's funny because, I did not used to be this person. Like, I did not used to be a planner. I used to be let's see what happens. I used to be we'll figure it out. I used to be let's just go with the flow. And going with the flow is not a bad thing. I go with the flow very much right now. But I still have goals. I still have plans. But I think in life, going with the flow isn't about letting things happen to you and not having any direction. Going with the flow is being able to pivot with the current of life around you. And that is the most important thing that I've learned along this journey that I've been on with God. A year and a half ago, I committed myself to God and to the person that God has called me to be. And for almost 2 years now, I've been that person through and through. No matter what situation may come up, no matter what person may come against me, nothing will prosper because I am who I'm called to be. And I was only able to begin to become that person through the pivot. And so it's just crazy because I have become an N1 basketball player in this life. And when it comes to pivoting, I've learned to not allow the things around me to discourage, demotivate, or distract me. And thank God for that. And that's how I know that I will make it to where I'm trying to go. And that there is nothing that will be able to stop me. And it's not because I'm this indestructible, nothing can touch me person. It's because my mind is this indestructible, nothing can touch it process. And it took a long time to get to a point where I could create a mind that's fluid as water and that can form to whatever shape it needs to be in. And shoot, man. And so I urge you, if you're going through difficulties, to learn the pivot, to learn the art of the pivot, to learn the art of not stopping when it gets hard. Because the best things in life are on the other side of these hard things that we go through. And I know that there are probably people that watch my page and they're like, bitch, like, you're still going through stuff. Like, when does the promise come? And the promise is already here. The promises that God made to me that God would have me no matter what, God has remained true to that. The promises that God made me that I would become the person that I was called to be. You fast forward this past year to this place that I am now, and I am a totally, completely different person than I was a year ago. I'm a totally different person than I was 2 years ago, and it's through the obedience of the directions that I'm being given from God that has enabled me to do so. I can't talk about anyone else. I can only talk about me. And I can only talk about what I've observed, what I've experienced, and what God has done in my life. And what I will say is this. From a child that came from a place where I felt that there weren't any possibilities for me. I felt there was no future for me. I felt I had no value. I believed that. And everything in my life, all of my choices, followed those beliefs. But I've changed my beliefs. I've changed what I believe myself to be capable of. I've changed, and I've done that through all of this hard work. It's been a year and a half of me pushing through with love, grace, and integrity. Me being kind when people aren't kind to me. Me showing grace when grace is not being shown to me. And I fall short. There's days where I do get angry, and I fuss, and there are days that maybe I'm not as kind as I could be, but I'm never cruel. I never go out of my way to cause harm. I'm trying, and that's all I can do. And as I wake up every day at 5:30 in the morning to forge this path for others to follow, I urge you to do the same. If you're a person who constantly finds themselves in a place where they're not in a place that it was created for them, then you are the person that is meant to create a place for people like you so that they have a place to be. I love you guys, and I appreciate anyone who comes and visits my page, and I pray that my messages find whoever they need to find to give you that inspiration to say, it is possible for you to change your life. It is possible for you to have whatever you want in this world, in this life, but you will have to work for it. There will be something that you have to give in exchange, but as long as you're willing to exchange, to make that exchange, you'll receive everything this life has to offer. Stay up. Be blessed. Tap in. This is Creare Creations, and this was another Tate Talk. I'm a messenger. Don't shoot.